started. City talk. Let's get it started. City talk. Let's get it started. City talk. City talk. With my man, Ron Carter. And my man, roll. City talk. Let's get it started. City talk. Let's get it started. With my man, Ron, my man.
City Talk, we are back. This is the third week in May, which means that got something for you. Before we get into that, download that Coyoteman network on Amazon Fire, Roku, and you can find it where you find your mobile apps. I was a little excited to get into, what happened this weekend, the Preakness.
Yeah, the Preakness, no doubt.
I mean, you win any money?
Nah, I ain't win no. No, I'm lying. I did. I won some money, but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like my man.
Undisclosed,
Yeah. We say what was his name? Early vote.
Early vote.
Get out there, early vote. That's maybe that was a little subliminal.
That's what's up.
I did go to the Black Eyed Susan joint. That was real cool. That was live as I don't know what.
You went to the concert?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was dope. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Megan Thrift Style, she came out, did her thing. You know what I'm saying?
How was El Boogie?
El Boog did her thing. You know what I'm saying? She came through. I ain't think she was gonna show up. you know, divas gonna take their time when they come up, but I enjoyed it. And Baltimore definitely came out. It was no foolishness. It was all love.
I'm about to say, it seemed like she came out and gave her blessing because Friday and Saturday in that area, the Park Heights area, y'all was acting good. I'm so proud of y'all.
Yeah, no doubt. Megan, I ain't gonna lie, she brought the Baltimore thoughts up. I was even proud of them. The way they even came up there and showed that she brought them in waves.
Okay.
She brought them in shifts. You know what I'm saying? And each, I ain't gonna lie, I was proud. Okay. I was proud. I ain't gonna lie, I was proud. Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to get into just about the Preakness, even though it was one of the lowest turnouts that we didn't had for a long time, but you see when money comes into the neighborhood, the people can thrive. Whether you're selling parking spaces, whether you had your grill outside, whether you were whatever. When money comes into the neighborhood, people get less aggressive.
Yo. For real, I ain't even gonna lie. For real, check move. I was up there on Belvedere. I was walking down Belvedere Street from Sinai. I was coming down. The whole block, everybody was getting money. Kids had water out. I mean, it was sisters. I ain't even go front. They was thick, man. They was thick as cold grits. They was standing out there selling. I'm trying to tell you, one sister, she don't even like she had no clothes on. She popped her trunk. She had everything in there you needed. If you wanted some Hennessy, she had bottles of water. She had
What's the best advertisement?
Hey,
advertiser.
Hey, I ain't mad. Hey, everybody. Hey, like you said, when people making money, everybody happy.
Everybody's happy. And look, save some of that money because July 1st, gas going up.
Oh yeah.
They say they suspended some of the prices and as far as the gas tax, and July 1st they said, hey, you're gonna hit you.
So it ain't coming Memorial Weekend?
Well, it's going to go up because of the holiday, but the official tax holiday expiring is on July 1st. So now you have Peter Franchot beefing with Hogan because Hogan is saying we could suspend it for this amount of time. Franchot saying since you're the governor, you could suspend it indefinitely, or period.
Okay.
And hey, Hogan, we're going to put some pressure on you because Franchot did say he doesn't have the power to do it because he's not the governor.
Okay.
But I think it's an additional 17 cents. So like you said, it's going to go up next week. And then by July, we might be looking at close to $6.
Yeah, well, everybody go where you need to go at. Yo, man, get your shit, go home. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. You know what I mean? That's where people need to be at anyway. Start saving some of them dollars. Prepare.
Might need to park one of them lime scooters in front of your house.
So, Brother G, what you got for us today, man?
In light of, what was going on in the neighborhood over the holiday, I was looking at some of the things that Mayor Scott was proposing as far as the police situation. Okay. He has an initiative called SMART. It's the Strategic Management and Alternative Response Tactics, which basically he's going to not break the police up, but they're going to prioritize whether an officer needs to show up to a crime.
Okay.
When I first heard about it, there was a lot of people criticizing it because, they say, what is a social worker going to show up to a robbery? And I believe that he has a different vision for the city. And Baltimore has been experiencing some of the same problems since the 70s.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to put his idea down. I want to see it implemented, and I want to see if it really will work. And, the citizens and the people that are surrounding the police department and everything, I would say, hey, give it a chance instead of, trying to figure out what is wrong with it before it gets implemented. Because one of the main things that we need is the officers in the community. We don't need to just have them sitting in their car driving past us or something like that, or only showing up when there's a problem. Okay. So if the police are able to, not necessarily respond to low-level crimes, we had a fender bender, that's taking an officer away from an area that, his presence may have stopped a crime.
So what they're gonna do is, like you trying to say, somebody gonna make a phone call and they go send, like,
depending on what the situation is. I know. Okay. I felt the same way, but I said, let's see what it could do, because the police are overwhelmed. We're 300 to 400 officers short, and I think with this kind of holistic approach, if you could kind of get the non-police people, I think it would be a different element of how the community might receive them. Because sometimes when a person shows up in a uniform, it could be intimidating. You could not want to, say certain information that may have made the situation be easier to resolve. Okay. You know what I mean? So what I'm not saying is necessarily the greatest idea in the world, but we do have to do something in Baltimore.
Oh, without a doubt. Speaking of that, did you check out the city councils? Out of 8 of them, only 6 of them showed up, and the other 2 was, I don't know if they got the memo or not.
At what, the Preakness?
No, not at the Preakness, though. They was talking about the crime plan. So 6 of them showed up, and 2 of them, I don't know. I don't know if people trying to separate themselves from a certain situation.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm sitting there saying is, like, it's too much infighting in our city government. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if we have our differences, let's handle those.
Yeah, behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors. You're the mayor. I'm gonna sit here. And
It's steps to it. It's levels to it.
It's levels to it.
Right,
and if we find out what you have implemented is not working, then you should be the first one to say, "Hey, didn't work."
Right.
Let's now I have to listen to what you're saying.
Right.
Because all we're hearing now is we need more policing. We need to be tough on crime. We need to go upside these people's head.
Well, in fact, I agree with that. Yeah.
I do to a certain point, but we're in a different time.
Well, what kind of time? Because the stuff that go on here, it's not going on in other places. Don't get me wrong, there's other places with crime, but the crime that go on here is just
right. That's why we have to find a different approach on solving this crime. I honestly believe that resources need to be given to families and households, because that's where this stuff starts. Like you said, if you come home with the dirt bike and a 70-inch TV, mama might be scared to say something, or he might be part of the breadwinning in the situation.
Remember, and I'm going to take this back a couple years. Remember they wanted to put the plane in the air. Remember that? The spy plane. Okay, now the way they went about it at first, okay, that was kind of shady. But
it was private money at first.
Okay. And then, but did they use that plane? They did use that plane to figure out a couple crimes that did stick in court. Mm-hmm. Now the thing is, the only people that's really worried about the plane is people that ain't doing right. If you going to work and doing what you're supposed to do, you ain't worrying about the damn plane. I don't care if the plane up there or not.
The plane is not going to track all your movement anyway. What happens is the plane will track your movement, and then it will go to those 24/7 cameras. So if you outside driving around, you're being filmed. You go through intersections. If you walk in the store, they got you on tape. So, like I said, in this city.
So let me ask you this, just asking your personal. Do you feel as though would the plane help out at least a little bit?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay. You know, most people that's doing what they're supposed to do, I don't think nobody really care about the damn plane.
I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, because of the technology is that it has, what it could do, it would solve a lot of murders.
Right. You know, and then it make people think before they go ahead and do some wild stuff.
Exactly. And well, that is what needs to happen as far as the sentencing. Once we get to that point, like, I don't think the police need to terrorize people in the street.
No.
But once you caught and you're convicted without a shadow of a doubt, then you have to have a hefty sentence, and then maybe that's when the billboards come on, like Dante Jones caught 99 years for, you know,
whatever he did.
Right. And
okay. I mean, because the thing is, if you know, like I said before, if you don't chastise nothing, then nobody really feels as though I ain't got no. Because I don't mean no harm. I don't want to be out here with these wildcats. I don't.
I mean, you're right. I mean, we've discussed before, you know, most human beings are opportunists.
Okay.
And you're going to get away with as much as you can get away with. You know, in the ebb and flow in Baltimore's history, we had high crime and then tough police action that kind of stomps not all the crime out, but the criminals figure out where else to go. What, you know, they figure out the laws and what you can actually do and get away with.
Okay.
And then when you get to the point where things are so progressive and the police became the enemy, and people in the street was like, hey, we got a free fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, we got a couple bills we got to pay. We'll be right back with City Talk. Y'all stay here. Be back in the few.
City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. Let's get it started.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the Coyoteman Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Started. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. With my man, Ron Carter. And my man, roll. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. Let's get it started. With my man, my man.
City Talk, we are back. I'm over here. This is Mr. Fahrenheit Gerard Carter. We moving so fast, you know, in the fastest 30 minutes on Monday night. So, Vor,
What's good, brother?
we usually gonna get into.
Oh no, I
with
was
that.
just
The Oreos.
I said the Oreos doing a nice little. The baby birds are starting to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Some of the shells. And the hatches.
Yeah. So they winning and they doing their thing down there. And while they down there doing some of that winning, you know, the people that work, the vendors and all, they want some more bread.
Oh, they want in.
They want more money. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel as though they should. You know.
Frank White on them.
Yeah. So they only getting $12, $50, $12.50 an hour. So they want 15. They want at least 15.
Right.
So
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, yo, come on, yo, pay him some.
Now come on, Baltimore. How you gonna have the vendors making $12.50 an hour and that heat and everything running up and down, popcorn, pizza, and beer,
Right.
That's not an easy job.
No, it's not. It's not. And you got to deal with the public.
Deal with the public, especially you serving them alcohol at a certain point, you gonna get cussed out or tip real good.
Yeah. So also too, down at the Meyerhoff today, they doing ESPN is doing a 30-30 down there when the Ravens when they won the Super Bowl in 2001. So they doing a little tribute down there. Okay. Yeah, they're doing a little tribute down there today. So it's the night. So if you ain't got nothing to do, go on slide down to Meyerhoff and be a part of that if you like. Don't go down there.
That's probably gonna be dope though.
Yeah.
You remember that Kurt Warner movie? Did you ever see that?
I didn't see it.
They when he was with the Rams, and I think they won the Super Bowl that year, but they had the footage from the real 2001 season with the Ravens. Oh, it was dope. That was a pretty dope movie.
Okay. Why are we talking about the Rams? We talking about the Ravens.
Sorry, man.
Well, come on, man. Like, anyway.
Reminded me of the movie.
Yeah, but on another thing I saw over the weekend, I saw this. It was this happened in Jacksonville, Florida. It was a sister down there got attacked by a white man. That said that he came in there saying racial things and tired of black people and this and that. And she was just like, look at here, yo, you can't come in here with all that. So he got in her face. She's like, yo, you got to back up. He hauled off and hit her like 10 times. It was all on video and everything. The sister name was Raimi McCoy. And she was violently attacked once again. And you know what I'm saying? And like he hauled off. That's almost like, to me, that's like a hate crime again. We were just talking about
this woman is they muscle mass the bone density. That's the reason why I'm hitting the woman.
So but do you know they didn't even arrest this man yet? He still ain't arrested.
Did he make off?
But they made off, but they said, we got to do further investigation. I mean, the videotape should be further. I mean, she was 23 years old. This man was like, he looked like he was well in his late 50s. You know what I mean? Mid-50s. He knew better, so, And also, it was another situation. This happened a while ago, but it's just starting to get some real press. Dell State, the girl, the young lady that played lacrosse, they went down to Florida, and on their way coming back from Florida, they got pulled over in the county, Liberty County in Georgia. Once again, the sheriffs must be on the roll out there in Georgia, and they pulled them over, and they brought the dogs on there. They brought drug sniffing dogs on there. They went through their stuff and everything. Dell State was like, oh no, we ain't going for this. The dean, the president, all of them, like, even the governor of Delaware is outraged about that. Was like, yo, if you pull up the video, if y'all see the video, it's foul. Like, they came up and these was college kids. Now my question to that is, would you have to did that at the University of Georgia? Would you have to put some dog sniffers on the University of Georgia, or if it had been Georgia Tech, would you have done that? Right. So it's just like, once again in this country, we keep talking about these things.
And that's where, it's like equal treatment. We have to have equal treatment.
Right.
When I was talking about earlier with the police situation, the smart police, I think that if that gets implemented and it kicks off the right way, they will be able to start training the police officers different. Having mental illness sensitive training and stuff like that, because I don't know if you heard down in New Mexico, Donna Ana County.
What, the files going on that? Because it's files going on in New Mexico.
Right. This is a crazy fire though.
Like literally a fire, or like
a firearm. How about this?
Okay.
They called the police. It was the granddaughter and the daughter. Her mother was going through a mental issue. She had depression. I mean, not depression. Alzheimer's, and 75 years old.
Okay. Right.
The police show up.
Okay.
The daughter and the granddaughter run out. Now the mother's standing there, 75 years old. She had a knife in her hand.
Okay.
So the police officer kept on instructing her to drop the knife. You know how they drop the knife, drop the knife, drop the. After about 10 times, you kind of heard in his voice like, all right then, boom, boom.
No tase, no mace, no nothing.
Killed her.
75-year-old lady.
75-year-old lady. Killed her in front of her family.
And they the ones called the police.
They called the police because
I ain't heard nothing about
this. They wanted her to leave in an ambulance. She left in her body bag. And then the officer instructed the other officer to cuff her and check for other weapons. I mean,
after he shot her. So, like, okay, this neither here nor there what color it is, but like, I want to know.
Her name was Amelia Baca.
Okay.
She was a Latino, and he was a white officer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And now, I think it was more her defying his orders.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the police have to understand that you are not, God to me.
Right.
Just because I don't respond to your orders the way you would want me to, don't mean that you can do something.
But the family called and they
called.
said that she's going through dementia,
Yes.
Alzheimer, whatever.
Yes.
So the thing,
you can see it on video. You can pull the video up.
The
video was so
Wow.
disturbing. When I knew it was getting ready to happen, I turned away.
Wow.
Until I just heard the shots.
So they didn't tase her, they didn't mace her. See, and I feel like, even like on a federal level, we need to start having better policing. Now, I understand you pull up and you just got a wild card off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I understand that when you feel like your life is being threatened. But, an older woman, come on, man. There's a whole lot of other things that you can see. You could easily just mace
It's
them.
almost unimaginable watching that if you have a parent still alive, if you're close to our age. It's like, especially if you were there and you were the reason that.
Yeah. So we got that definitely got to get better. Policing is definitely got to get better. You're not above the law.
No.
Bottom line, you're not above the law.
And the thing is, what is your job as a police officer? To serve and protect.
Wow.
But you know what I mean. On a lighter note, with ladies, FIFA has agreed to pay women and men the same amount.
I heard about that.
That was a big issue for years, and they said that men brought in more of a crowd. That's the reason why they should got
soccer bringing a crowd. Period.
Right, but they were saying the men brought the lion's share of the crowd in, but maybe that's not the same now.
Wow.
Okay. But regardless of what, I'm in favor of what.
Okay. Yeah. Me too. No doubt. So, yeah. Good brother. I found this story. This is probably like over a week old, and it was on 60 Minutes, and I just happened to just come across the story, and it was very fascinating to me. It was a brother that was in Virginia, and Shineswood, Virginia, and he was his name is Fred Miller in the Miller family. Mm-hmm. This brother, he went to buy some property, so he went to buy the property. No, his sister had called him and said there's a house for sale, and it was a lot of land and everything, but it was a big white house. So his sister said, "You remember the scary house we used to pass by?" And he said, "Yeah." So he was in the Air Force. So he said, "Well, I'm gonna put some money down to see where I can, to see if I can make the bank an offer." Right. He made the bank an offer. So he was like, "I'm surprised they gave it to me." He was like, "Well, why would you be surprised?" He was like, "Because I was a black man." He was like, and all this. So he made the offer on the house. They gave him the house. So they started, looking around the house and everything. And his last name is Miller. So one of the guys said, "I think you might be," because the people the land that they brought the house from, their name was Miller too. Mm. So they had hired like some people that did like antiques and all that, and they went through they went through the house and everything, and come to find out that it was a plantation. Mm-hmm. So as they started to dig deeper into it and everything, so their grandmother, like they said, they once we was talking about that before, but their family never talked about slavery. So the family they started talking about slavery and everything. So the white guy said, you guys been here forever. He said these was the only Millers at that time in town. So they started digging, turning stones. Come to find out, the property that he had purchased was the white family that owned his family as slaves.
Wow.
Yo, he that blew their mind. So they went in the back. So when they went in the back of the house, they saw like the slave quarters. It's still intact. It almost looked like a barn a little bit, and it was still intact and everything. And when he went back there, he was just like, "Yo, like this was they was at and everything." And when they did like the census, and it was like like in 1800s, and come to find out his grandmother was there, and her parents was there. They were slaves, and they found all this out, and come to find out that his grandmother was owned by the Miller family. Wow. And her, they was there from day one. So he was like, "I don't care about that pretty big White House out front." He said, "I want all this restored." So, I mean, that's amazing that his family's gonna have that forever. Right. His cousin even was like, "Man, I couldn't do nothing but hug the tree." He was like, "Somebody in my family would touch the same tree," and it was just amazing that hey man, I just thought that was a dope story. And even the people that came to evaluate the land, like the historians, they said, out of us being a historian, we never heard a story like this. they was like, this was like something out of a movie.
That's like real true history.
That was
Day
real
one.
true history.
Day
So
one.
like, yo, when you bring the kids back, like I was even out, I'm like, that was a dope story. So if you pull it up, it's on YouTube and all that. So
I mean, that's what's up.
so
You
check
know,
it out. Yeah.
I mean, they can really look at it and be like, that's the Sandbox.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So yeah. Oh, once again, brother, you know what I'm saying? We read
Speed it through, you know what I'm saying?
Out of time again, brother. So
Mr. Fahrenheit over here. The bougie Viking. Broad Carter.
Big boy.
We see you next week. Hey, look. We might got a secret guest next week. Who knows? City Talk. We're back.
My man, roll. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. Let's get it started. My man, my man,